Hi, welcome back. On lesson number 3, setting up standards, level heads, and grade heads. So today we're gonna show you how to set up the level heads and the grade heads. In a few seconds, we're gonna open the file template that we've been working on it before. Here the file lesson template. By the way, I'm working right now on a Revit architecture. I just switched to Revit architecture 2015. Again, now we're gonna be doing setting up level and grid heads. If you go to level, since we're doing levels right now, we just go into east elevation, and if you zoom in here and just hover around the level, and you see that level 2, if you click on it, there is a style called level 8mm head, and if you click or you can see right now elevation, story above is default, computation height it's just 0, name is level 2 as I said, for the name for the elevation, and we're gonna go over these in a few seconds. It's a building story, it's not a structural level, it's a building story, it's architectural. And right now if you go edit type, as you can see, belongs to family system family called level, and the type is 8mm. So we're gonna create a new one right now, call it lesson level, and okay, right now we are on the new set or type of level. First we have elevation base, so we have two options, either a survey point or a project base point. We're gonna leave it on project base point because it doesn't really matter if we change it. Right now we don't have any survey point set up in this project. Line weight, of course we have 16, always with Revit. Black colors, right now we leave it black. Center, yeah, line pattern, you have a set of many patterns to choose from. Gonna close that. This one here, the symbol, this is what it's called, the level heads, the symbol, and this is pretty much our main course or lesson. We have two right now, we can change them, no bubble, just to see what the changes here, and you can see it's only for this one, and it changed to none on both sides. So again, if you click on that and you see it's level lesson, and then if you click on that one, it's level head, which is the old one. So I just want to show you the differences between the two. So I'm going back to click on that one, I'm back to the one I'm working or revising right now. Yeah, for symbols you can add two, you can see actually no bubble, so you just want to see there is also changes on both sides, and that's what it meant here, end 1 and end 2, and that's it. Now we move on to a explanation of this level heads. If you click OK, or I'm just gonna apply here first, check OK. So let's zoom on this one. At the moment I am going to open a new, actually we're gonna go back to new family, and we're gonna look for, since we are in the metric, so we're gonna go annotations and trying to find level heads, an RFT file, which is family template. So we're gonna create a family template or a new family for level head, and then you click open. We are in the different environment right now. So we are in family template. We create a new family. I'm gonna read that for you, or you can read level line terminate at the intersection of reference plane. That's a level line intersection. Dummy line shows location of system level line, this one here, and it says delete all this node because you don't need it, and just hit delete the dummy line as well. That's what it said. And now you always have to go create something. We have text and labels, so the line is already there. It's not here, but it's in the style itself. But we just creating the bubble or the grid head. So again, for the grid head, there is text, labels, and lines. That's what we're gonna create first. So now we're gonna create a label, and first label here, it's gonna be elevation, like the name, sorry, on the top. It's gonna be the name of the level, or the elevation, the number. So we're gonna go by a elevation name, sorry. Say okay, and you have the name right now. You can change the style. You can leave it as it is, or you can leave it as right now. Just 1 second here. Horizontal align, it says to center. Probably we want it to be on the left or on the right, sorry. Then when you move that, and if you add anything in your section, it will always be, or in your elevation or level, it will always be from the center, or from the right toward the left, so it won't be any interference with anything else. That's for the name. Again, we can click on it, change the label, edit the label. You can edit it, and always we like that, Times New Roman. And like it's 09. For the text size, we're gonna leave it right now like it is right now. Again, we can copy that down to level whatever, and for the name, gonna change the label and put elevation. Of course, take the name out, so it's gonna show the elevation here, either yeah, so the name will be here, the elevation will be below. One last thing we can do is the last thing we're gonna do is create lines. So for the grid bubble, we're gonna create a or level head. We're gonna create something like that. So it's gonna be a sort of a name. I'm gonna center that one here. Actually, for this one, we're gonna center it. Try to center that one, because obviously we will be doing a centered name here. Make sure the name doesn't even go more than I would say like 7 or 8. Now again, we can leave that one here, and I think we are set, and we can just save as family, and we're gonna save it in our lessons here and call it level head lesson. Level head lesson. Options here, just want to make sure change it to 1, click OK, and save. Now we can load it to our project. Go to elevation, east, for instance. I believe that one was level lesson. Yeah, that's the one I want to change. And go edit type. I'm sure it should be here, the level head lesson. Apply. What's the changes? As you can see, it says level 2, a 4,000. One thing I want to just to point out to you is, as you can see, the level 1 down when I added it, number 2. Now if you go back to Control Tab, go to this, and then we can stretch that a little bit, and then I would say load into project again, override existing version, go to east elevation. As you can see, it's stretched all the way. So that's the only change, and you can see the line is blue because it's assigned to a level floor, and that's the difference between the two. Pretty much the same, we just added a grid bubble, but we have our different style and text. So I think that's about it for level heads, and we're gonna move on for grid heads soon. Here for opening the file, still lesson template for level 1, and I am adding a grids. I'm added already grids by going here, architectural tab, going grids, and then you can just add grids if you want. It's number 3 because the last one was 2, and it's how Revit sees things. So you're gonna delete that one. I'm gonna work just on 2 here. Same thing for as a level, so we can create hit the grid first, and then you can see the style is grid bubbles, 6.5 millimeters bubble, and name is 1, and I'm gonna just hover down here so you see the difference. So for the symbol, the one I'm gonna talk about, I'm gonna create a new one. We have 2 options, I guess. You have no bubble. So you apply, there is no bubble, and apply, there is a bubble. This is grid 6.5, this is grid 6.5. Again, edit type, no bubble, apply, no bubble, and I'm gonna leave it as it is, or it doesn't really matter for now. I'm just gonna leave it circle. Continuous, yep, it is continuous. That means the line is continuous all the way down. If you want, you can have none, which is almost like none. You just have like a grid up there showing like there is a grid, but it's not continuous. And you have custom here. So custom is a bit tricky. So if you want to go like green, I just want to show you what it means. So you have the first segment, center segment, and you have end segment. So there's 2 end segments obviously, and you have the center one. So if you click apply, okay, as you can see the center segment is green, the end segments are black, and you can change whatever you want. So you can click on that, change. What I meant changing is changing the length. If you hit on this grip, and you can see you can bring it down, you can bring it up, down, or it matters, like depends on your intent here, but the main idea is to create 2 segments. Again, I'm gonna click that one, click edit, I'm gonna put it back to black, and custom, I'm gonna leave it to continuous. Line weight, yes, of course we have line weight 1, of course you have 2 different to 16. Color black, you can choose grid type is grid line. I'm gonna leave it grid line, but you have also various style patterns for lines, from Revit. Yeah, and then top for placement of the symbol, always on top when it's a non-plan, which means sections or elevations. It's gonna be always on top. So I'm gonna close that one. Did we create a new one? Not yet, so we can duplicate. Name that one lesson grid. Yeah, grid had lesson. No. So anyways, lesson, I'm gonna create no. Oh yes, sorry. So pretty much this one is on, I just want to double check, it's grid head lesson. This one is not. Yeah, so I'm creating new one, new style. Again, I'm gonna open the file, new family. It's pretty much family. Metric annotations, level or metric grid head, open, grade. Same thing as before, we have a grid intersection for reference plane. Grid line will trim to max width of drawn element. Dummy line shown its orientation of system grid, and delete this node. So this grid line will trim to max width of the drawn element. It's just a note here for you. It just tell you that the grid line will always go with whatever the element that you draw. Somehow it's not selecting my text. Delete the dummy line, delete. I'm gonna right now go to a now obviously we can go create right now, create a label. Click anywhere. I'm gonna choose the text label. You can edit one and you can create a new one if it's up to you. You can actually we're gonna create a new one right now. Just click I would say like it's a big text, so it's gonna be about 10, let's say 10 millimeters, or just call it lesson for now. Lesson label, or lesson label. And I click OK. Lesson label for grade, that's it. It's just that way we know it's grade. Click OK. Gonna leave for OPEC is good. Show border, no. Text, obviously I can like the Times New Roman. Somehow we didn't bring the Times New Roman. It's not bringing that one somehow, so I'm gonna just do it again. Times New Roman. I want it to be 10 and type size, and then it's gonna be just a 0.9 for skinny side of it, and click here. It's a name. There's only one option for grids, and again it's a name. That's about it. And for a circle now, or the bubble itself, we will be using actually line option here, of course. We have this circle here, make it central. I would say this is 16 is good, since it's a 10, or 15 is good. 15 radius for a text, it's good enough, I guess. Make it almost center. We need to actually center this one as well. We need to move that exactly on the center, and then move that one as well, since we can. I guess here is good. Now we can load it to a project. what we can do, we can go back to our grade lesson and change that one to a, oops, we didn't name it yet, so it's fine. We can use it as it is right now. And as you can see, the grid bubble went further up. It's not really lined up with the and the reason is, if you go back to Control Tab to your grid bubble, if you click on the text, or this one has to be centered, and this is what we didn't do. I mean, and this is why the adjustment, the note there at the beginning says the grid will adjust. This is the insertion point, and this is why we said that line should be, actually everything should be centered, and the grid will adjust itself to the grid head that we are putting. Now if you go back and insert it again to lesson, and it's gonna ask us to revise or override the existing version, say yes, or click on it, and you see it's updated. Again, it's a little bit too big, but I want it to be as a lesson here. Looks like a circle is a little bit bigger, like the bubble itself. I'm gonna just adjust it and finish up with this lesson. Go back to Control Tab. I think we can leave it like about 10. It will be just nice. I'm gonna leave it just, I'm gonna click here on the text and modify that one here, put it like 10. That's good. Now load the project, revise existing. I think this is good enough. It looks good. That's good for now. We created a new grid head bubble and grid head bubble. Now we are gonna move for the next lesson, and hopefully you like that one. Thank you very much.